If you collect football cards, then this is a big one. Topps Flagship Football's back. For the first time in years, collectors are getting fully licensed Topps football set built around the same idea that made Flagship so important to baseball, namely a big checklist, lots of key rookies, current stars, a ton of parallels, inserts, autographs, etc. Today we're checking out the 2026 Hobby Box. As you can see here, we're chasing the touchdown, strutting, billboard material, obviously autos, relics, all those things. With the Hobby Box, I believe you're guaranteed one or the other. So wish it was an auto, but one or the other, and hard to complain too much about that. We're gonna go with making the grade here, like looking at this product, determining whether the pull potential, fun factor, and overall price make it worth a buy or not, as I cannot get the pop-up display in. I've seen a few videos lately, I guess just popping up today, reviewing the Topps Flagship product. Obviously, you're looking at a huge set list. You're chasing key rookies like Fernando Mendoza, who's had a really good preseason so far, honestly. And today we're trying to see if we can hit something big. Cards are paper, so if you've been pulling chrome or you're used to chrome, it may not be exactly what you're looking for. The design is all right. I would say it's akin to Flagship basketball, obviously. Flagship obviously being one to kind of build your collection around. So if you're chasing kind of the high-end things, this is probably not the product that you're necessarily going after, but fun to have fully licensed Topps football coming to you. Let's get into it. Jam Miller, Kenyon Sadiq, Antonio Williams, Denzel Boston, lots of rookies. Byron Jones, it's Casey's finest. And right out of the gate, I guess that's our relic. Let's hope we got more, but we've got Cam Scattaboo, the relic card. Let's see. You can see the back there, authenticity of this appearing in, well, I guess it doesn't say whether it's player worn, game worn. It just says that it guarantees the authenticity. So first pack magic. I'm hoping that means that there's still something in the rest of the box to get excited about, but as far as relics go and players to hit, not too bad. Starting off with a scat. I think the biggest thing here, obviously rookies, it's a massive checklist. There are some really neat inserts. I've seen a couple of really cool autos just in the few videos that have started to pop up online today. There's Mendoza on the rookie. That's going to be a big one. Did catch. There's Jordan Tyson. A couple Fernando Mendoza rookie autos, as well as the RPA. Matthew Golden, Mason Graham, Mark Andrews, TJ Watt, James Cook, Joey Porter Jr., and Rashee Rice. Personally, I'd love to see an All Kings. I think those are probably the card in this set that is the most visually appealing and the thing that I'd probably be most excited about if we were to hit that. But as you can tell, you're catching a lot of rookies in this product. Jalen McMillan, Pacheco, Jalen Waddle, the newest Bronco, Jimmy Horn, Calvin Ridley, Jonathan Taylor on the Topps All-Tops team, Tucker Kraft, Rashawn Gary. We'll save that Mojo pack for the end. I believe it's 5 cards. They're all Mojos. I think you can still hit autos, parallels numbered out of that Mojo pack. We'll save that for the very end. I did open Topps Flagship Basketball. There's Sonny Styles, Carnell Tate, back-to-back Tennessee Titans, Saquon, Quinion Mitchell, Jalen Johnson, Fred Warner, DJ Moore. There's Dylan Gabriel, probably not the Browns quarterback everybody's chasing, but that's okay. For what you pay for the product, I think they were dropping when they sold them today around $180, $189, maybe less. I think I paid, it's like $129 I don't remember. I bought it on pre-order. Just came today and glad to finally get my hands on it. There's Jordan Love. That's a nice looking card. Milton Williams. But really curious to see how the rookies do. I think in general, people have talked about this rookie class as being a down year. I think there's David Bailey. Preseason has done a little bit to pick that up. You've seen rookies come out and play well early on, and it means that football's upon us, which is always a good thing. Blake Corum and New York Giants. So that relic off rip, great way to start, but I'm hoping it doesn't mean that we've got a really cold box from here on out. I don't think I've seen anything numbered yet. Not a ton of parallels. It is a lot of rookies and base, and again with a 400 card base set, that's kind of what you're gonna get here. Sauce Gardner. Would love to see an auto. Would love to see a Mendoza auto if I got to choose, but we'll see. Eli Hendrick, Henderson Jr. There's Brandon Aubrey. I saw a parallel of a Brandon Aubrey card with Tom Brady on that. Tom Brady does have autos in this product. And of course, would love to hit the GOAT. Always a good day if you're hitting GOATs in your boxes. Topps took a little while to drop the odds on this product. I didn't really get a chance. I think that's the variation, the 1957 throwback. Ruben Bain. Monroe Freeling. There's Malachi Starks. BTJ. DK. Cam Jordan. Trey McBride. Nick Singleton. So that's the 35th anniversary. That's what that is. And Tua. I think seeing Topps flagship drop preseason week 2 gets me excited for fantasy football and just to have football back in general. Caleb Downs for the Cowboys. Spencer Fano. Mike Washington Jr. has been good for the Raiders. There's Cam Ward on the Future Stars. Woody Marks. Cortland Sutton. Micah Parsons. Adebuike. Mike Evans. And Pat Mahomes. Also probably not going to complain anytime you see Pat Mahomes. We're probably about halfway through the box. And I don't think we've seen anything all that special. So maybe there's something brewing, or maybe that Scatabo was really the peak of the box, which at that point would be a bit of a disappointment. There's Shadarian Price, T. Higgins, Jaden Higgins, who just tore his ACL, Kyron Williams, Jalen Warren, I think it's Rainbow, I don't remember, Jatavian Sanders, Abdul Carter. See if we can get going a little bit quicker here. I think it is nice to have almost a relief in terms of a product that you can purchase that's budget friendly right now, that isn't too crazy after all the Topps chrome. And we've got Darnold Conference King, so not quite all Kings, but still a pretty looking card. Conference King Sam Darnold, not numbered or anything, but a nice looking card there. Malik Neighbors and CMC. I think that Darnold will have to look more about the Conference Kings. Let's see, Super Bowl champion Sam Darnold. Would have loved to see something numbered, and maybe I did and I missed it, and if so, please let me know. I try to get through these relatively quickly, and then I'll circle back to see if I missed anything. Travis Hunter, Trey Hendrickson, the Bills, Keon Coleman. There's Jonathan Taylor again, Nick Bosa. Yeah, Tulatu. I feel like we've seen a lot of Jonathan Taylor so far. Next pack. Curious to know how many of you have purchased or going to purchase Flagship Football. There's Jordan Love, Brock Purdy, Pats, JJ McCarthy, oof, Jamar Chase, Danielle Hunter, and Michael Wilson. Oop. Michael Wilson out here eating into Marvin Harrison's whole career. Oh, destroyed that one. Let's get into this. Let's see here. I thought I saw something shimmery, but maybe not. Jeremy Bernard, Emmett Johnson, again. Rookies, there's Ty Simpson. Take that. Zion Young. Wandale Robinson got paid. Roma Dunze, Rattler. Jalen Carter got paid. Tootin. Brennan Thompson. There was that viral video of Mike McDaniel asking the Chargers to go ahead and draft Brennan Thompson. See if that goes anywhere, if that means anything. Looking at it, looks like 5 packs left plus the Mojo pack. And we've definitely filled out the base. I think that one's copper or bronze, numbered to 2026. I think, I'm hoping that's it. Jacob Rodriguez. There's Godwin, Isaiah Bond. There's Algier, JSN, Kincaid, A.D. Mitchell. There's Jacoby Brissett. And numbered to 2026. So I guess it's a numbered card. It's Jacoby Brissett on what is likely to be one of the worst teams in football, the Arizona Cardinals. They do have Jeremiah Love, and I guess that's a bright spot. Carson Beck looked really nice against 4th stringers in the Hall of Fame game. So I guess if you're a Cardinals fan, are you excited? Maybe you are, maybe you're not. There's Lewis Bond, Hakeem Messidor, there's Hutch, Devon Witherspoon, Colston Loveland on the Future Stars, Jonathan Taylor again, the Bengals, Javonte Williams, there's CD on the Topps 35th, Will Campbell, QJ. 3 more packs. I would say this has been underwhelming at best. It's Garrett Nussmeier for the Chiefs, Mansour Delane, Daniels, Pete Werner, James Cook, Marvin Mims, Puka, Theo Johnson, Jonathan Taylor again, Zach Vaughn, Deebo Samuel, now back on the 49ers. Okay, last 2 packs, and then we've got our Mojo pack. Here's to hoping that there's some last pack magic. I think the fact that I was able to get into this at pre-order price, retail price, makes me feel a little bit better at how the boxes perform. There's Jeremiah Love. But still pretty disappointing thus far. There's Jackson Dart on Future Stars. We'll take that. All right, last pack, and then on to the Mojo pack. And we're going to need something to save us here. I don't know that we're going to find it. Maui Noah, Hunter Henry, Tyler Bass, Jerry Jeudy, Brock Bowers, Jonathan Grenard, Travis Achan, Cole Payton, Jahmyr Gibbs, and Talua Hufanga. All right, well, it all comes down to this. Hopefully there's something in here. And then we'll go ahead and give this a score, as it were. Making the grade. We'll see how we do, but I think we've just got all Mojo, nothing spectacular here. Emmett Johnson for the Chiefs. Xavier Thomas. Tybe Simpson's probably okay there. Kenyon Sadiq. And Antonio Williams. So there is kind of the hobby box. Let me get the hits pulled together here. I guess if you can call very many of these hits. And we will give you kind of a quick rundown here of what we pulled. Got Darnold on that Conference Kings, Ty Simpson on the Mojo, obviously the Mendoza base, Dart, Jeremiah Love, Wilson Loveland, Brissett, that's the only numbered one that I saw. Ty Simpson, Neighbors, Abdul Carter, there's that Jalen Warren, Patty Mahomes, Cam Ward, Caleb Downs, lots of rookies. I think this is probably the hit of the box, and it doesn't even get into whether or not it is game worn or player worn, I guess. It just, the authenticity of the relics appearing on this card, which is an interesting way to put it. So as far as fun factor, it's fun to have a lot of cards. It's fun to have that large checklist to see some of these rookies for the first time, kind of in uniform. I'd probably give the fun factor maybe a B+. Pull potential, hard to say, probably closer to an A. Price definitely an A. Probably brings the overall grade somewhere around a B+, somewhere in there. You get a lot of cards, a lot of base to fill out your checklist. If you've made it this far, please be sure to like and subscribe. If you want to follow more content, we'll do more openings, more reviews, and thanks for watching.